All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Ladies and gents, today is a momentous occasion. Today is the 200 Vest Streak celebration. Holy shit. No, I never ever fathomed when we were joking earlier this year, in what was it, March? Actually, it was late February. If you remember, it was during a retrospective marathon that we were doing. I never fathomed that a little running joke about wearing a vest that I had worn in a video 10 plus years ago, by the way, would somehow become a meme that would basically, become a running thing on all of my content for this damn long. I mean, February, March, April, May, July. I mean, it's been almost 5-6 months when you really think about it. Holy crap, man. What a ride it's been. How crazy it's been, right? We've now had 3. This is going to be the 3rd Vest celebratory special stream, right? I currently have 3 different vests that I wear on stream that we swap between, daily. And ladies and gentlemen, 200 straight streams where we have hit the tip's goal. Now, of course, people who are sticks in the mud, people who are negative want to say, oh, but somewhere around Vest Streak 73, you were off by $6. Okay, let's think about this. 200 straight streams where we hit a $100 tips goal, and one of those days I was off by $6 because I miscalculated. Oh, shucks. I guess that means it invalidates the whole thing. All right, guys, I'm sorry. It's it. We're turning it off. We're turning everything off here. Everything's gone. The streak is over. How stupid. Anyway, pretty funny, huh? 200. So the streak actually started in March of 2020, and it became a ongoing thing. I can't believe it's gone this long. Obviously, the first thing I want to say before we even talk about today's event and all the festivities that are planned, because there are multiple festivities planned for today. It's going to be a very eventful stream for multiple positive reasons. The first thing I got to tell you is, thank you. Thank you for the overwhelming support so far this year. I don't know how long this can hold. I never suspected it would have reached 50, and we're at 200, all right? So it could end at any moment. It could literally end today on this very stream. The Vest streak could end. Okay? And truth of the matter is, if it did, I would be incredibly grateful. I'm so happy. You guys have helped me out. You have no idea. Okay? You really have no idea how much you've helped me. Especially now, like I told you guys, I'm going through a really tough time in my life. I just had bankruptcy declared. So that freed me up of a lot of my unsecured debts. Now I'm trying to play catch up with all these taxes that I haven't paid for years because I couldn't afford them. And I'm really in the middle of a situation right now where I have to drop a ton of money by the end of this month to get on a payment plan for what I owe for back taxes. And you guys have been so supportive of me on the streams that you're basically getting me to a point where I can maybe get back on my feet. And we're going to talk about that. That's going to be one of the first things I actually want to talk about on this stream once we go live with the webcam and everything is, if things go well this year, some of the plans that I have for things that I definitely want to do, hopefully by year end. And then if things keep going well, then we can, look into the future to other new things for improvements and stuff around here as well. Okay? So the truth of the matter is, you guys, with all this support over the last few months, have basically made things look positive. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for me. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with all of you. Last couple of years, every day I would go to sleep and I would be like, I wonder if I'm going to have an overdraft notice overnight. I wonder if this coming week, if I'm going to be able to pay all my bills. I wonder if I'm going to get a new call saying that I'm overdue on something. That, you know what I mean? Like, and this has been an ongoing fear of mine for the past few years, that basically I can't fulfill my obligations, that things are just in a bad place, and it's basically causes anxiety, The last few months, I haven't had to worry about that. And that's pretty awesome. That you guys have been so supportive of my streams and myself that now I can sleep soundly and say I can wake up tomorrow. It's a fresh new day of fun gameplay streams. And I don't have to worry about behind the scenes shit, I'm on track to get my life back on track and fix things because of all of you. So thank you guys for that. I really, really, really mean it. You guys have helped me so tremendously this year. You have no idea. Of course, this is just the beginning. Like I said, it's looking like, if things keep going positively this year, that I'm going to get myself back on track. And again, we're going to talk about this on the stream way more about the positive future that I'm planning out. All right. Also, I want to say thanks to those this last week that were very supportive during all the nonsense that happened. As you guys know, we had false DMCA claims against the Twitch channel and then DDoS attacks. Okay? It was very frustrating, but it's certainly not my first rodeo, as they say. These are not things that it's the first time they've happened. It probably will not be the last. That's one of the things that happens when you're a public persona and a full-time internet content creator, is that you have to put up with malicious, sociopathic individuals who are nuts. And they just do shit for absolutely no valid reason. I know that was frustrating for all of you. Reason being, number one, you didn't know what was going to happen in the future. You were like, oh crap, does this mean Phil's going to be off of Twitch because of all this bullshit, right? And I didn't know what was going to happen either, quite frankly. I didn't understand the whole DMCA system on Twitch at that point because I had never been in a situation where that had happened to me. Not to say that I hadn't had DMCA issues before, but they'd always been on YouTube or Twitter. Twitch was a new ground for me, all right? And in addition, let's face it, the other places to stream aren't as good, in my opinion. Twitch is the place you want to stream if you're doing it professionally. It's got the best features. It's got the best everything. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to keep streaming on Twitch no matter what. And now it looks like I can, at least for now. Again, knock on wood, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But, incredibly frustrating. The other thing is, I was in the midst of 2 high-profile new releases you guys really, really wanted to see. It was a big weekend for me to be covering the new releases of Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario, and I barely got to play the games over the course of their launch weekends because of this malicious idiot. So, again, thank you for your patience. I'm well aware that it kind of threw a monkey wrench into my plans and a lot of other people's plans. Some people have said, well, it kind of sucks that you weren't able to play it over the weekend, but we'll catch up slowly over, YouTube. So, thanks for that. I like both games, and now that I'm finally getting to play them, I'm having a lot of fun with them. Thank you for that patience, okay? Am I way behind now? Yeah, I am. Absolutely, I'm way behind. So, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? Let's see here. So, let's talk, guys. Let's do a pre-stream like usual. Before we get to the festivities of today, because we got a lot going on today. Let's talk about the stream coming up. Let's talk about what's later today. Let's talk about the rest of the weekend into August, so you guys know exactly what to expect here on my streams, because it looks like things are getting back to normal. I don't think we're going to have any more chaotic nonsense with false DMCAs and shit like that anymore. I think we're going to be good. So let's talk. All right? Today, the 200 Vest Streak Spectacular Festival. Right? The Festival has returned. What are we doing today? A lot. First, I'm going to open up with the Q&A segment. I just kind of want to talk with you guys. Have some fun. Have some interaction. Have a good time. By the way, as soon as the webcam goes on, I will be wearing the Platinum Vest in celebration of the 200 Vest Streak. Because this is a celebration. I'll be wearing a vest all day long no matter what. And we'll start with the Platinum vest. Why? Because that was the brand new vest that was actually introduced at the 100 vest streak. See? So what we'll do is, if we hit a 100 milestone, I'll start off wearing the vest that we introduced during the last milestone. Okay? So, pretty awesome. Now, we'll do a fun Q&A segment. We'll see how long that goes. All right? What do we have planned for today? Well, first of all, a live DSP Tries It, which you guys have really enjoyed the last 2 live DSP Tries It's. I take that back. 3 live DSP Tries It's that I did over the last 2 Vest celebrations. The return of DSP Tries It, you guys really seem to enjoy it this year, so I'm happy to keep doing it. The food I ordered is coming between 1 and 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, so depending on when it shows up will determine when I actually do the DSP Tries It episode, okay? And it will be live right here on the stream. In addition to that, there will be, once we hit the tips goal for this stream, which I guess I should not jump the gun there. I shouldn't just assume we're going to hit the tips goal this stream. I really shouldn't, because that would kind of be unfair. But if we hit the tips goal this stream, I will introduce a new vest. Yes, just like we did on the 100 vest streak celebration. If we hit the tips goal for today's stream, I will introduce a new vest to the stream. Okay? Pretty cool. There you go. And let me put it this way. If we double the tips goal, as a special thing, perhaps we will have another special introduction and reveal. All right? So I got 2 things planned today, depending on how things go. All right? Okay. Also, one point during the stream, we are going to do a game schedule update. I'm going to go through all the game releases for 2020 that we now have concrete release dates for. And we're going to go week by week talking about what games I'll be playing, what's going to happen on the streams, and also about the end of the year, which is going to be chaotic because we still don't know the release dates of the new consoles, but I hypothetically get a feeling I know when they're coming out. Based on looking at the game's release schedule, it kind of makes logical sense. Okay? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but that should be fun. That's going to be a big segment. A lot of people have been asking me, what are you playing this year? What's the schedule for the streams? And I've been saying, hold off for the Vest celebration, hold off. And now the Vest celebration is here. So we're going to do that today live, all right? In addition, at one point, Jasper will be in here, and he'll be hanging out with us, like we've been doing the last 2 Vest celebrations, bringing one of his toys, and we'll play with him for a bit. You guys will be able to hang out with him, and I'm sure you guys will have questions about how he's doing and everything. In addition to that, on top of all that, I'm trying to think, oh yeah, well, like I said, it all depends on time. Because if we have time, I'd like to do maybe a second DSP Tries It later on in the stream. All right, but it depends on time. And if you guys want to see it or not, I'll ask you at that point. Do you want me to, maybe grab something else for a second? Because I have an idea for 2 different DSP Tries It's today. Much like we did on the first 100 Vest Streak celebration 2 months ago. But I want to do what you guys want to see. If you guys don't want to see a second DSP Tries It, then we won't do it. Okay? Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, so other ideas that I have, if we have extra time, and again, time permitting, because that's what I always say on these events, because we don't know how long it's going to take to do stuff during one of these events. Usually I have a plan of stuff to do, and we never get to all of it. All right? One of the things we could do is we could go back and watch back some of the music remixes that are popular that I play on my pre-streams and during the breaks, and we can watch the videos together, and I can react to them. I did this on the 100 Vest Streak celebration, and you guys really seem to like that segment. And we didn't do it on the 150 Vest Streak celebration, but maybe we could do it on this one, okay? Or, if you guys actually just want some chill fun, we could just jump into an easy game like Animal Crossing and just relax and interact while I run around and catch bugs and stuff, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I get the feeling just between the things I've already mentioned, the Q&A segment, the first live DSP Tries It, Jasper hanging out, the game schedule update, a possible second DSP Tries It, we're going to have like a full stream anyway. I really get a strong feeling it's going to be enough, but we'll play it by ear, and I'll leave these possibilities open for other stuff during the event. Okay? Okay. Now, what else is going on today? Well, later tonight, I am doing a gameplay stream. At 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it's my weekly throwback Street Fighter session where I play old school Street Fighter 2, 3, and Alpha 3 on a fun 2-hour session. I love doing this. Last week it ended up being a Thursday instead of Friday because of the new releases, but this week it's back to Friday as usual. I hope you'll join me for that. Usually we have a ton of fun. It's a lot of old school hijinks there and a lot of rage if there's lag and lag abuse, but I like doing it. I hope you guys will join me later tonight for that, okay? Tomorrow, we are going to return back to normally scheduled gameplay with the continuation of Ghost of Tsushima, a game that now I've played, I think I did the math, and it was like around 12 hours, maybe a little longer, and I really, really like this game. Probably my pick for Game of the Year so far this year. So much content, amazingly beautiful graphics, great combat, a really interesting story. Like, music is great. I can't even think of a negative yet. Like, really, maybe there's been a little bit of wonkiness and a few bugs, but nothing that's really harmed the game at all. It's hard for me to have a game like this and find a flaw, So far, so great. I cannot wait for more of that tomorrow. Hope you'll join me for that. Tomorrow night, the continuation of Paper Mario and the Origami King. All right, game that, admittedly, is pretty easy. Although last night, I'll admit, it actually got harder. Last night, the puzzle aspect of the combat of lining up the enemies and everything got much more challenging. And actually, we're in our first dungeon now, which is quite interesting. And it looks like we're on our way to fight our first boss. So it could be interesting tomorrow night's session, okay? Sunday, I am going to do more Ghost of Tsushima on the main stream. But Sunday night, I'm going to go back to Deadly Premonition 2 for a night stream. Reason being, number one, we haven't played it in almost a week and a half, and that wasn't the original plan. The plan was to maybe put it on hiatus for a week and then go back to it because I wanted to finish it up. I played it for a week straight, and we're in from what I'm to understand, the final third of the game. And it sucks that we're kind of stuck now and haven't been able to go back because my schedule got so screwed up by this sociopath this last weekend with all the shit that he did to me, all right? But in addition, if you guys haven't heard, the game got a patch. Supposedly, the game now runs better. I can't confirm that because obviously I haven't played it, but apparently they fixed some of the frame rate issues in the game, or else that's what they were saying the patch was for. So I guess we'll see firsthand Sunday night. Did they actually improve this game or not? Because it's funny, as I've been playing the game, the quirkiness of the story and the dialogue have actually been quite entertaining. But, of course, the gameplay is absolutely abysmally bad because of the graphical performance. And people are asking me, is this a game worth buying? To which I have to reply every day, no. I can't recommend you would buy the game. But maybe if they fixed it, maybe it's worth getting. I don't know. So we'll play some of that Sunday night. And then on Monday, it's probably going to be more Ghost of Tsushima and maybe more Paper Mario. We'll see. But that's kind of the weekend, all right? Now, next week, Destroy All Humans Remake comes out. They remade Destroy All Humans as a modernized game. Do I want to play it? Absolutely I do. But I'm so behind because I basically lost about 3 days of streaming with that bullshit that happened last weekend. I don't really want to jump into another new game at this point. So what I think I'm going to do is say, yes, I want to play it, and yes, I'm planning on playing it, but I need to continue on with the three major games I'm focusing on right now, which is Ghost of Tsushima, Paper Mario, and Deadly Premonition 2, before we can consider starting up another new playthrough. All right? Once I get further into those games, then I'll consider starting up Destroy All Humans. By the way, Fire Emblem has been on hold now for a bit, and it's going to continue to be on hold for a bit, but it will come back. It's a gameplay through that is definitely continuing over the course of this year. It's just that, what are you going to do? It's a game that's a viewer's choice. It's an older game. Everyone knew the playthrough was going to be a long one. And with all these new games now coming out at the same time, and the fact that I got my schedule screwed up, it's hard to squeeze it in. It's definitely coming back. I don't want anyone who's a fan of that playthrough to worry. It's definitely coming back. I promise you, I like the game a lot, and I don't want to stop playing it either. All right? Now, some people are like, how long do you think it's going to take you to beat Fire Emblem? At this rate, probably the end of the year. I'm not even exaggerating. Maybe till, it seems like a game that is so long, and a game that even when I play it in small segments, we don't get much progress. So this could be a game that I play till the end of 2020 at this rate. But I'm still enjoying it. So I'm not giving up on it. It is going to continue. Now, as for chill gaming content, and what I mean by that is playthroughs such as Animal Crossing, Morrowind, Minecraft. They've obviously been consistently on hold for a while. They're going to continue to be on hold for a while. All right? What we're going to do is today we're going to look at this game schedule update, and we're going to see what's going on in the month of August and potentially talk about when those playthroughs can continue. Because obviously, if I'm juggling a bunch of other stuff, I can't play them. But obviously, I don't want them to be on hold indefinitely, and then people are disappointed that they didn't continue. So, I'll have more info on that later today. All right, when we get to that segment of the stream. Fair enough? Okay, so that's the rough schedule. Now, a few things that I actually want to mention, because I started thinking, I'm like, man, we're almost at the end of the month. And there's things that I definitely want to emphasize. Okay? So first of all, guys. Viewer's choice. Very important that you guys vote on this event. Why? Well, first of all, because the viewer's choice voting is going to determine not one, but 2 different playthroughs that I'm going to be doing in the month of August, or at least starting in the month of August. Excuse me. And August, as you're going to see when we do the game schedule update, it's pretty empty. There's not many releases at all in the month of August, so we're going to need stuff like this to help fill the month. So, number 1, your votes are very important because you got 2 upcoming playthroughs determined by your voting. Number 2, the voting for viewer's choice, no exaggeration, is being determined by as little as 5 votes. And what I mean by that, if you look at the games that are currently in the top running for this event, they're only like a few votes apart. If only a small handful of people go over and vote, it could completely flip the voting on its head right now. That's how close the voting is, okay? So, if you have not checked it out yet, I strongly urge you to head over to the kingofhate.com forums and to vote. You can vote on more than one game. Obviously, if 2 games are going to be full playthroughs, you should be able to vote on more than one game, right? How do you do it? You can type !viewer's choice into the stream chat to bring out the link, or every 15 minutes or so, the link should actually automatically post into the stream chat. So I hope that you guys will check that out. We are fastly approaching the end of the month. That means Patreon, which I have not mentioned, I don't think, a single time during the month of July. My Patreon campaign is running all month, and if you pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil by the end of this month, you will get your perks in early August. Okay? Now, you might be saying, well, Patreon, Phil never mentions this. What is he even talking about? You can pledge to my Patreon campaign, and you get perks based on how much you pledge. Such things such as being able to get your questions answered for sure on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. The next show is going to be in early September, FYI. Or getting a private Q&A video for yourself that could run anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes long, depending on what questions you ask me. It's pretty cool to have some personal interaction with me outside of a live stream. Just kind of having it's almost like having a private conversation, right? Because it's just you and me talking. So give it a look. I just want to throw that out there. I know I haven't mentioned it all month long. And I realized, man, we only got like a week left in the month. I guess I should mention it on a stream. And today, I figured it would be a good one because a lot of people would be on this stream, right? Now, also, we've got something really cool, guys, that happened overnight. We have 2 new emotes that have been added to the chat for Tier 2 and Tier 3 subscribers to the channel. Previously, there really was no incentive, admittedly, to be Tier 2 or Tier 3 subs to the channel, besides if you wanted to help me out more, because these are subscription plans that cost more than the standard sub. We did have emotes, and one of them was like Evil Ryu, and one was Akuma, and no one really cared about those emotes. Admittedly, no one was subbing at Tier 2 or Tier 3 to get those emotes, alright? But now, we actually have 2 new emotes that you guys wanted added in as incentives to subscribe at Tier 2 and Tier 3. Alright, I'm going to post them into the chat so you guys can see them. So at Tier 2, we have the new Blue Vest emote. And at Tier 3, we have the Platinum Vest emote. Did those not work? Actually, I don't think they worked because I haven't refreshed my chat. Can you guys see those? Did you guys see what I just typed? They did work? Okay, I couldn't see them. See, because my chat on my laptop I haven't refreshed overnight. So those are the new emotes. You guys can see them, right? So tier 2, you get the blue vest emote. Tier 3, you get the platinum vest emote. All right? Pretty cool, isn't it? So, since you guys have been asking for the longest time, we finally got them. And I got it in time for today's stream. Now, it's actually lucky that I did. Reason being, I've been wondering, what are going to be the negative repercussions of this bullshit that happened to me last weekend with the false DMCA claims and the DDoSing and everything. We already have one negative, guys. The negative is, whenever you have anything negative happen to your Twitch channel, whether it's a terms of service violation for like community guidelines or a DMCA claim, you lose certain abilities. And one of the things that I've now lost, I cannot instantly add emotes anymore, which sucks ass. I can't just add anything to the channel. It has to go through an approval process now. Okay? Which is bullshit, because I worked my ass off to earn the ability to not need that approval process, and I lost it because of this asshole's malicious actions. Now you may be saying, well, I don't understand. I thought that the DMCA claims were cleared up. They are. And I have no strikes against my channel. The problem is it's an automated process. So regardless of the fact that the DMCA claims and the copyright strikes are cleared up, the process kicked in last weekend and said, oh, something negative happened to Phil's channel, automatically turn off the ability to auto-approve the emotes. All right? So it sucks. I would have liked to add emotes on the fly whenever, and I can't. The good news is, I submitted these emotes, and they were approved very quickly. So I'm pleased with that. With the response time of Twitch was very good, that we were able to get these approved for today. All right. So first of all, if you subscribe to my channel, you get many benefits. You get access to over 40 different emotes, plus you don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. And I have an update, guys. You will be getting the Chat Crown badges back. I know you guys who are subscribers are disappointed the Chat Crown badges disappeared. And, you know, all you have is these generic stars. I'm disappointed too. That's what the false DMCA claims were against, of all things. Those are coming back. I was assured by the DMCA department they are coming back, but they take up to 10 business days. What they do is they have to have this legal thing happen, just in case someone's going to try to sue me, which obviously isn't going to happen because the whole thing was blown apart and exposed as a lie anyway. So they have to wait 10 days, and then they come back. Okay? So it sucks ass, but it is what it is. They are going to come back. You will, if you subscribe to the channel now, you will get those Chat Crown badges back. Whether it's bronze, silver, gold, the jewel encrusted, or the regal crowns, they are going to be restored within 2 weeks of Monday. So I guess it would be a week from this coming Monday. Okay? So those are the benefits you get. Now, if you subscribe at tier 2, you will get access to the blue vest emo. Alright? If you subscribe at tier 3, you'll get access to the platinum vest emo. That's how you get access to those special emotes. So, please consider subscribing at the higher tiers. Those tiers help me out more. And you get cool emotes unlocked for it. Now, here's another cool thing. Twitch recently enabled the ability to have 5 exclusive emotes per special sub-tier. That means I can add more emotes for tier 2 and tier 3 subscribers that'll give you more incentive to want to subscribe at those higher levels now. That's great, because previously it was only one emote and it was kind of very limited, you know. This is a good thing. So today, like I said, if we hit the tips goal on this very stream, there's going to be a new vest reveal, and perhaps you guys will want another new vest emote. Well, we can actually add it. See? Pretty cool. So we'll see what happens today with the stream. Alright? Alrighty then. So I think at this point, I'm trying to think, have I covered absolutely everything that I wanted to talk about before we get to the shout-out segment, because a lot of people have contributed, and obviously I want to give you all shout-outs, update the leaderboards, etc. Let me think here. Right now, I think we covered everything. I think the one thing I want to say is reminder. Yesterday, I did watch the Microsoft Xbox Games Reveal Showcase event. And I watched it live with you guys, took notes, and did my recap reactions video to it. And that is live currently over on DSPGaming on YouTube. I hope you'll give it a look. I did exactly the same like I did with the Sony event last month. Man, all I have to say in summary is I'm not sold on either console. At least from what we've seen so far, I'm seriously not sold. Like, I'm thinking, what would you play at launch on the PlayStation 5, or the Xbox Series X? Well, the PlayStation 5 at launch has what, like 3 games? It's going to have Spider-Man Miles Morales expansion, right? And then like 2 indie games or something like that. Like nothing significant besides, what is it, Godfall is the first real full-fledged game for the console, and that doesn't even look so good. To me, the game looks pretty crappy. Like I said, I actually called it the next Rise Son of Rome. That's kind of how it looks to me. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't know. Then you got on Xbox Series X, you got what? Halo Infinite, which actually looked bad. When you looked at the graphics and everything, you're laughing at how bad it looked. Again, maybe 1 or 2 indie games like Tetris Effect or something. I guess what people are saying is there's a possibility that that game, The Medium, the horror game, might be a launch title, which would be great if it is. But they didn't say that in the presentation. They didn't even give it a date at all during the presentation. So when I'm looking at both consoles, I'm like, really, I don't have... For me, as a content creator, the incentive to get the consoles at launch is to cover them for you. I want to unbox these things on launch day. I want to hook them up. I want to show you what they look like hooking them up. I want to boot them up for the first time, so, show you the dashboard, get everything going with these, okay? And have a fun launch day streams of these consoles, and then what games are available, and jump in for the first couple of days playing these consoles, just playing these new games, and see what's available. That's the appeal to me. Seriously, like, actual long-term appeal of having these new consoles, there really isn't any. Like, of all these games they're talking about, you could play, first of all, Halo Infinite and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Those are the 2 biggest ones, I would say. Those are also going to be available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So you don't need the new consoles to even play them. Like, what is the big deal about these consoles? The answer is pretty much nothing. It's kind of the opposite of what you would want at a console launch. You want people excited for console exclusive games. I don't think there are any. So for me, that's kind of my attitude right now. I'm going to wait and see attitude. Obviously, we still don't have release dates. We still don't have pricing announced. Although on this very special stream celebration, when we talk about the game schedule update, I have a hypothetical of when I think these consoles are coming out. And I think I'm correct. So we're going to talk a little bit about that based on what we see with the game scheduling windows and everything. Okay? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Okay? But, for me, nothing is selling this for me yet. Seriously, nothing has sold either console. Just being honest here. Okay, guys, it's time for shout-outs. Let's go through your contributions and do shout-outs, start updating the leaderboards, and then we're going to get ready for the actual event. All right, so we start off with Streamin' Grumpy, who subscribed to the channel for 2 months. Thank you, Streamin' Grumpy, for the 2 months of support. What a name. Golden Colts is today's first cheerer. He says, would you call everyone who made this wonderful day possible investors? I mean, yeah. Everyone who contributed to a Vest Streak day, really, this is the culmination of the fruits of your labor, right? This special event and the fact that things are going really well this year, and I may see some significant improvements in things, are because of you guys. So thank you guys so much for that, really. And, thank you very much to every investor out there. Of course, no, we're not adopting that name. That's a joke. But thank you. Thank you for the support. Noah Taylor Cheese says, hope you're having a good morning. So far, I am. Actually, I had a Mio water early on because I wanted the energy. So I just chugged the damn thing. I'm nice and hydrated now. I'm feeling energetic. I'm excited for a fun Vest Streak celebration day. Yugbite resubscribed for 4 months in a row. 10 total. So what's good, pimp? What's good with you, pimp? Things are going good. I'm pumped for today. Shuey did a 50-bit cheer. He says, Vest Streak height. Thank you very much, Shuey, for the cheer. I appreciate that. The DSP Appreciation Society. There's no way I'm putting that on the leaderboard because that's way too long, so I'm just going to abbreviate it. Tipped $1. So we're going to say the DAS, the DSP Appreciation Society. Okay? First tip of the day here. And they say, now that we're celebrating the festival, you should do a mass unban. No, that would be the worst possible thing I could do, and it would disrupt the stream for everyone who's actually a positive viewer and contributor, and I would never do that. But thanks for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. Ryan gifted a couple of subs. First, he gifted a subscription to Golden Colts. Then he gifted a subscription to Nikki Rome. So congratulations to both of you, and thank you, Ryan, for the gifted subscriptions. I will check on the sub count in a minute. In fact, Ryan just did a 100-bit cheer and said 800 subs, 200 vest street. Cool. You know what? Then we'll check it. First of all, Ryan's the top cheer. We'll check on the sub count and see how we're doing. Here we go. How is Ryan doing? How is Ryan doing? How are the subs doing? Excuse me. Let's see. We indeed have hit 800 subs. In fact, we've exceeded. We're at 802 subs, guys. Again, thank you guys for all of the support recently. That is outstanding. Thank you. It's been a while since we've exceeded 800 subs. So thank you very much for that, guys. Now keep in mind, a lot of those are gifted, and yes, they're going to expire, but thank you. Thank you for the support. Continuing on. Rob the Muscle Man did 100-bit cheers. You allowed your fans to pay for you to wear pieces of clothing 200 times. That is correct. With a fourth vest being added today, is it time to switch from the King of Hate to the Queen of the Down Feather? Well, first of all, I'm not a queen. When I say King of the Down Feather, I guess, except they don't all have down feathers inside of them. But your attempt at trying to take a stab at me has failed miserably, because the vests don't bother me. As silly as it is to wear these vests, listen, I know it's a joke. I know some people do it just to see me put on a silly-looking vest. But it's become a symbol. It's become a symbol of success, of determination, of support, and positivity. Whether you like it or not, it has. It doesn't matter if you laugh at anything. Oh, look, Phil has to wear a vest. Ha ha. Guess what? It means that I'm successful. It means that things are going good for me this year. So I don't give two shits about a few people who laugh about it. It's a cool running thing that you guys came up with, not me. It was your idea. So thank you for that. And let's keep it going. All right, Dead Dove 100 tipped me $5 twice. I don't know if he intended to tip me $5 twice or not, because his message is very similar. First he says, we got your back. Phil is the internet's biggest underdog. And then he said, we got your back, Phil. You're the biggest internet underdog. So he basically said the same thing twice in two different ways. So maybe it was unintentional. But I thank you for the two $5 tips. That, you know, they did both come through. And you are the top tipper right now with the $5 tips. So that brings us up to $11 in tips today, Dead Dove. It's funny that you say that. Here's why I say that. Back in the day, when I first started on YouTube, and I did it for about 2 years as a hobby, I didn't really ever plan on doing it professionally or to make any money doing it. I never monetized my videos. It was just about doing it for fun. Then I lost my office job. And I was like, guys, I'm in dire straits. I don't know what to do or what's going to happen. I might lose everything. And people rallied to support me. I got massive support from viewers at that point. Spike in viewership. People were all over supporting me. It was super awesome. And, you know, I went through the ringer. At first, I was just doing monetized videos on my vlogs. Then my AdSense got suspended for complete bullshit reasons. So then I went to Blip TV. I did a really stupid, inappropriate, racist joke there, and I got kicked off Blip TV. Then I went back to YouTube. I partnered with Machinima. And then I started making gameplay videos and was finally able to monetize them. And then finally things settled in and things were all right. But that was a rough time. But I really think the only reason I got through it was because I was viewed as an underdog. I was not one of these big wig gamers who was partnered with a giant partnership network that was supporting me and promoting me. I wasn't a professional level gamer in anything. You know, I wasn't, Phil's playing Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or anything at a pro level, and we want to follow him through those circuits. It wasn't about that at all. I wasn't doing edited content like a lot of people. I was just a normal guy. So people saw me as a normal guy playing games, and he's entertaining when he plays them. And this guy's an underdog. We want to see this guy survive, and we want to see this guy succeed because he's so different than everything else. He's not corporate. He's not a sellout. He speaks his mind. He's entertaining. He's funny. He's a personality. We want to see that succeed. And that's really where my success started, my success story of YouTube. Fast forward 10 years later, I kind of feel like I'm in exactly the same situation again. It's been a while, but I feel like I'm the ultimate underdog streamer. I don't have any financial backing or any partnerships or any exclusive things with corporations. You notice I'm not on any team. I'm not on any, I'm just a normal guy playing games, having fun, trying to have cool interactive streams with you guys on a daily basis. That's all I care about. I don't even look at view count on my streams because I don't give a crap how many people are on a stream as long as we're having fun. You know, it's very different from a lot of the other guys out there and gals out there who it's all about, oh, this exclusive partnership, I gotta shill this product, we're gonna play this game 2 weeks ahead of time. Oh, by the way, I can't even say anything about the game because I'm in an embargo. But by the way, I'm gonna make $5,000 on today's stream because I'm the only person that can play this game early. You see, it's kind of like, no matter what happens, I stay the same. All the other shit changes around me, but I'm the same guy that I was 10 years ago. I'm still the same underdog. I'm still the same guy that's always going to be honest with you guys, always going to be true. And even though I've definitely changed over the years, I've definitely matured. I've definitely stopped being the guy trying to cause problems, the guy who's constantly swearing and making immature commentary and jokes on his content. And I'm certainly different when it comes to the way that I approach games. A lot of games today that I play are more casualized, chill streams rather than always doing a serious playthrough. I don't rush through games anymore. I take my time with games that I'm enjoying in order to do full-fledged playthroughs that all of us can enjoy together. The interactivity of my streams, I feel, is a ginormous positive that I missed out on for so many years, right? But you know, when you tune into one of my streams, you're seeing the genuine Phil. This is the real me. I'm not a commercial product. I'm not a shill. I'm not a character I'm playing on stream, and I'm not a walking advertisement. You get to see 100% my honest reactions, my honest opinions, and you get to have real conversations with me on my streams. Unlike a lot of content creators out there that have 100% become commercial salespeople, and that's why they're so big, and that's why they make so much goddamn money, because they're full of fucking shit. And you're seeing through that when you watch my content, because you get to see someone who's legit. And I feel that's why I'm still the ultimate underdog. Because people like me will never get over with the people in power or the people in charge. You see what I'm saying? I'm never going to be in favor with those people because they want a shill. They want a walking advertisement. They want a walking cartoon character to attract people to their garbage content, quite frankly. And I'm not going to do that, you know? And I appreciate the fact that, because I've been here for almost 12 years now, that I have grown with this hardcore fan base, and let's be honest, a hardcore hate base, that people will follow me no matter where I go, people will support me no matter where I go. That's why this last weekend, when all this stuff was going on, with the false DMCA claims, and then the DDoSing, I was like, you know, it's like Gandalf said, this too shall pass. I'm actually not too worried about it. Is it frustrating? Of course it is. It's very frustrating when I can't come into the stream and do the fun stuff that I love to do on a daily basis, especially because you guys have come to rely on it. You guys have told me I'm one of the most consistent, proficient, prolific, and dependable content creators on the internet, because you know that I'm going to be here at least 5, if not 6 days a week, full time, putting out content for you guys, right? But when things happen, I just say this too shall pass, man. We've gotten past everything. If God forbid I can't stream on Twitch anymore, which I never want to happen. I love being on Twitch, and unless I actively choose to leave the site because I feel there's something better somewhere, I don't ever want to have to leave here. But if I had to, there's other things we can do. Whether it's streaming on another site, you know what I mean? There's things we can do, and I'm never going to give up. I'm always going to be here, determined to put out fun, honest content for you guys, and I appreciate the support you guys have given me over the years and years that I've been here. I hope that I'm able to do this for many years to come, quite frankly, because I love it. I love what I do. You guys love what I do. I wouldn't want that to change for the world. I hope you guys know that. And I appreciate this insane, overwhelming support you've given me, not only the past 4 or 5 months of the Vest streak, but the almost 12 years that I've been a content creator on the internet. I easily could have faded into obscurity and become a footnote, but I'm not. I'm still here, and I'm still pertinent. There's still people who follow me and still people talking about my content. It's pretty crazy when you really think about that, isn't it? Pretty awesome. Because how many people who were doing stuff like me back in the day are long forgotten, but I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, guys. As long as I can help it, I'm not going anywhere, and that's because of you and your support, so thank you. All right, let's continue. Ryan did 100-bit cheer. He says, 1 vote for a double DSP tries it. So Ryan is thinking we should do 2 DSP tries it today. I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe we will. Richie7 is here. He resubscribed for 8 months in a row. He says, congrats on the 200 streak. Thank you very much, Richie7. I appreciate that. And thank you for the ongoing support. No Damage 2 tipped me $2. Thank you for the tip. He says, have you ever done a fan meetup? Well, have I ever done an official let's just meet up as with fans? No. Have I attended events where I said this event, you know, the reason I'm attending is to possibly have interaction with fans? Yes. And that was a long time ago. Admittedly, I think the last convention or thing that I went to where I could directly meet up with my viewers and fans was it Screw Attack Gaming Convention, which I believe was back in 2013? I think so. Since then, ever since I moved across the country, basically, I got myself up into so much debt that I couldn't really take time out to do anything like that anymore. And I'll be honest with you guys. At one point, you know, people's opinions of me changed, and people were incredibly malicious towards me, to the point where I felt that if I started meeting things in real life, that it actually would end up being a safety risk. That's how crazy fucking people are. Okay? Now, in the future, would I ever consider going to an event again? Yes. Will I ever? I can't say yes or no. I can't promise that for sure. We have no idea what the future holds. We really don't. Right now, there's no events anyway because of the pandemic. So it's not even a consideration right now because there is absolutely nothing going on right now in regards to that. But long term, once this COVID thing finally dies down, things get better for everyone around the world, is there a possibility that there may be conventions and things that I would eventually attend with my wife and, you know, meet and greet with fans and stuff? Maybe. I'm not promising that. I'll be honest with you guys. I really like having my private life. It was very different back then when I was attending those conventions. Reason being, I was a single guy with basically nothing to do but play games all day. I had no family life, nothing. So, oh my god, this weekend I'm not going to make YouTube videos of content, of gameplay. I'm going to go to a convention and film the whole thing there with my friends, and we're going to do this and that and meet up with fans. Now I have a life, you know, and I really like my life. I like the life that I have here with my wife and my cat and everything that we do here, and I don't want to give that up, sacrifice that. At the same time, I'm not saying that maybe at one point there would be something where I would meet and greet with fans, but certainly there's no way we can even start to talk about that with the world situation the way it's being, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Fair enough? Mr. Bubba Vera cheered. He says, Mouse and Bam would be like Peck shutting off the power to the ghost containment system. That's right. A Ghostbusters movie reference. Exactly right. And we are not opening the floodgates to that shit river. That Hershey Highway is going to remain locked the fuck down, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Blanca Balls is here and tipped $2. Says, remember what you said after the 100 streak? What are your thoughts on reaching 300? So cool you reached 200. Well, I'll tell you. I remember after the 100 streak, I basically said, I feel that's the end. That people were pushing towards 100 because it's a giant milestone. Let's face it, it is. 100 of anything is a humongous positive milestone. And I thought that was it. I was like, you know, that was great. Thank you for the support for the 2 months or whatever that it took to hit it. But there's absolutely no way it's continuing. It's going to die. And I'll be honest, it certainly hasn't been easy. There have been some streams where we're down to like the last 10 minutes. And we have not hit the goal. And I'm like, that's it, guys. You know, sorry that it's ending tonight. It is what it is. Thank you for the support. And let's just keep going. And then people freak out in this chat. They're like, no, we can't let it end. Someone's got to round. And then boom, someone will come and support. And then next thing you know, we hit it again. So it certainly hasn't been a given. And it hasn't been something that's like every single stream we're 100% easily hitting it. It's not. Some streams have been very daunting and challenging, admittedly. But here we are from March to July. March to April, April to May, May to June, June to July. That's 4 months of streams. And we are still consistently hitting this goal, which is insane. So thank you very much for that, everyone. I never expected it. And by the way, I certainly don't expect it to continue yet again. I'll remind all of you that at any waking moment, the streak could end. It's very, very possible that it will end sooner rather than later. Especially now, we've hit a 200 vest streak, and it's very possible that this is the end, and today is the last day. Admittedly, to this stream right now, it could end. Tonight, on the Street Fighter stream, it could end. And if it does, That's okay, and thank you guys so much for the long-standing support. But let's not be negative. Let's be optimistic, and let's assume that maybe things will continue, and that would be awesome. Obviously, yes, I love doing these Vest Streak celebrations. The next one would be at 250, which would roughly be about a month from now, sometime probably in late August. So let's see what happens. Okay? By the way, what's up, 007 Blance? Good to see you today, man. Hope you're doing all right. Rob on Wheels is here, and he has resubscribed for 30 months at Tier 2. So, Rob, I don't know if you just joined the stream, but I announced earlier, Tier 2 and Tier 3 subscribers now get new exclusive vest emotes. You just unlocked the blue vest emote for being a Tier 2 subscriber. Congratulations, you're like one of 4 people who I think can access that emote. So, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well, Rob. Alexander Rossi just cheered. He says, do you feel like you talked out of your ass about Twitch back when you left in 2015? I was watching your old videos and your views on Twitch really evolved over the years. Well, first of all, I don't even remember what I said. I can't. What I can tell you is what I remember. What I remember is 5 years ago, I was streaming on Twitch, and I was told by a moderator on Twitch that I was streaming at too high of a bitrate. And I was like, if you even watch my stream now, you can see that it's pixelized. Because I was playing an Assassin's Creed game, by the way. And I was like, do you see the pixelization in my stream? Like, if I lower the bitrate, this will look terrible. And I don't understand why other streamers are being allowed to stream at higher bitrates when you're telling me I can't. To which they said, tough, either you abide by the rules or you will have your stream shut down. So at that point, I wasn't too happy about that. I felt, man, it's kind of messed up because I'm only streaming as fan service. At that point, streaming was not a part of my business model at all. The only reason that I've been live streaming is because you guys wanted it, but I was making no money whatsoever live streaming. It wasn't about monetizing the streams or anything. At that point, I was still 100% YouTube. Okay? Ad revenue on YouTube, basically. And of course, there was other things like Patreon and stuff I was doing at the time, but it was primarily YouTube income. This was the year when my YouTube income absolutely plummeted. Okay? So, at that point, I was like, I see no point in continuing here on Twitch because these guys are not supporting me. They're telling me to lower my bitrate when other people are allowed to go at a higher bitrate. So that's ludicrous. I'm out of here. And I went to YouTube for a couple of years. And there were positives and negatives about being there. You know, being able to broadcast at whatever quality you want on YouTube was tremendously awesome. For 2 years, I was making videos and streams at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And admittedly, visual quality was the best it's ever been. I was very pleased with that. But the YouTube chat system, completely garbage, non-existent moderation options. We had to use an IRC chat that we had built into my website at the time. The chat, there was, at this point, very few people we really chatted. If you actually look back those days, maybe there was like 30, 40, 50 people who consistently chatted. Unlike today where we've got hundreds of people who come into the chat and talk on a daily basis. It was very small scale, and I didn't do interactive streams back then either. So even though the chat sucked, admittedly, I didn't really matter because I wasn't really paying attention to it, you see. It wasn't until late 2016 when I was told that, number one, things were about to change on YouTube. Things were going to go south on YouTube. There was rumors. Ad revenue was about to plummet. Things were going very poorly over there. I kind of suspected it was going to happen. And people were basically telling me, Phil, you should find ways to monetize your streaming because you've been doing it for years and you don't do anything with it. Twitch has improved. I was told, number one, Twitch has improved their bitrate. You can have a higher bitrate now. They're not going to harass you for having a high bitrate, and and your gameplay won't look like shit. And number two, they were like, man, you can cheer over there. You can sub over there. There's all these things you can do now that you couldn't do previously when you previously been on Twitch. So you guys convinced me. You guys convinced me to come back. And admittedly, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made because within a few months of coming back, the whole YouTube ad revenue bubble broke. It was the adpocalypse in 2017. And people's channels who used to be able to make enough money to support businesses went to only making like a third or less of what they used to make. And I would not have been able to still be here. I would have lost everything if I had not become a full-time streamer. So you guys convinced me otherwise for a very good reason, and you were 100% correct. And again, now I'm an interactive streamer, all right, things are so much better, all right? I rely now on crowdfunding from you guys rather than worrying about, oh, if some major corporation is going to run an ad on my video or stream. Instead of that, I say, okay, you guys like the content, you can support in multiple different ways, whatever you find is most beneficial to you, and I really enjoy that. And it gives me flexibility as well. to be able to move wherever I want. Previously, it was like, well, if you're on YouTube, and if you're not on YouTube, you can't make money anywhere else. Now it's like, well, I'm on Twitch. If things go sour with Twitch, which again, I hope they don't because I want to be here, but if things go sour with Twitch, I now have the flexibility. If I want to move somewhere else, I can. That's a good thing, to have freedom. Not to be tied to only one service, and if that service determines for some reason they don't like you anymore, now you can't make a living anymore. That's not the situation I'm in anymore. Okay? So admittedly, looking back at 2015, certainly 5 years ago was a very different time for content creators. It was a super different time in my life, that's for sure. That was really the beginning of the unraveling of a lot of things for me. Because again, 2015 was the year with all the false copyright strikes, when I got swatted, all that negative shit happening to me that turned my life into a really bad financial situation. That was the origins of it that year. So, yeah, I definitely had different feelings towards Twitch because things were very different. Twitch didn't have the monetization features. Twitch didn't let you stream at a good bit rate. It was a lot of negatives. It just seemed like a very, very preferential treatment, inclusive kind of a deal that I didn't like. But things have changed, and that's why I came back, and, you know, that's why I like being here now. All right? That's what I mean. Like, things change over the years. Things change for sure for the better. Things are not just black and white. Just because something was said 5-6 years ago doesn't mean that it applies to today. Okay? All right. Shout out to Murdoch, who tipped $10. Biggest tip of the day. Says +1 for a double DSP tries it. Sounds like Murdoch is interested in a double DSP tries it today as well, along with Ryan. So thank you, Murdoch, for the biggest tip of the day. Let's get you on the leaderboard. Good to see ya. And that jumps us up to $25 in tips. Thank you guys very much. Snorlax cheered. He says, thoughts on G4 TV teasing a return? You think someone like that works in the modern day? Back when I used to watch gameplay reviews, viral internet videos on TV, it was crazy. Now with sites like Twitch, there are hundreds of channels to watch reactions, reviews, and gameplay. I have no idea if it would work. I think there's going to be a nostalgia factor involved if it does come back, because of people who used to watch it. You're going to get an installed viewer base of tens of thousands, if not more. But will it work as a profitable television network? I doubt it. More than likely, it would end up being one of these on-demand channel services like they do with everything else now. It would be interesting if they gathered a grouping of games journalists, content creators, and people to create content for that. Would be pretty unique, I feel. But don't you think what's going to happen? I hate to say it. Here's probably what would happen. They would just get the big net. We got to get, you know, the biggest streamers. The Ninja will be over there. And Shroud and Dr. Disrespect. The same shit that's all over the internet already. They'll probably try to get shows and shit on there with them. You know? And, I mean, to some extent, will that attract viewers and mainstream attention? Yes. But will it be quality content? That's the question. Because remember, G4, when G4 used to exist, none of this shit existed on the internet. There was no, oh my god, the popular streamers are YouTube creators. None of that shit existed. So it was just a bunch of kind of almost feeling indie journalist guys who were there doing their shit. And it was a very unique experience. What's going to happen now, right? So I don't know what will happen with it, you know, but it's interesting to see that at least it's being attempted to come back, if it is, okay? Rob on Wheels, to me $10, says, I just upgraded my sub, dude. Yes, I saw that. You've now upgraded to the tier 2, which means you get the nice blue vest. Thank you for the support, Rob, with this tip as well, and hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here today. Ugly Tuna Roll, tip me $6, says, you do you, boo boo, here for the 200 Spectacular Vest Street. All right, Ugly Tuna Roll, what a name. Thank you for the support. That gets us up to $41 in tips so far. And then Respergoo, tip $5, and congrats, my lord. Happy vest celebration. Thank you, Respergoo. Appreciate that. That gets up to $46 in tips. Blue Steel 145 just tipped me $5 and says, congratulations on achieving the 200 vest streak milestone. I've been a long-time fan, and I'm glad to see you in a good place. Keep the great content coming, and that vest streak will keep on climbing. Thank you very much, Blue Steel. What a nice message. And now we're up to $51 in tips. Sundance McGee 69 subscribed to the channel for 7 months. Says, I pressed jump. One of my favorite quotes. Thank you, Sundance McGee, for the ongoing support. So FYI, guys, we're already halfway to the vest goal. If we hit it, I'm going to put on a new vest for the day. So if we hit this before I even start, you know, with the webcam, I'll just have the new vest on when we start. If not, I'll wear the platinum vest in celebration to start. Okay, so let us now give a shout out to the top cheerers and subscription gifters of the week. All right? Thank you to the following people who have supported the channel this week. In fact, you know what? Let me refresh this, because I wonder if this actually refreshed. I'm going to reload the chat just to make sure that these leaderboards are accurate. Ugly Tuna Roll just tipped $11, and he goes, okay, Murdoch, well, now I'm number one. So Ugly Tuna Roll is apparently in a competition with Murdoch for top tipper of the day, and is now the top tipper. Let me bring him up on the leaderboard there. $11 tip. Thank you very much, Ugly Tuna Roll. I get this up to $62 in tips. Thank you, guys. Shit, I screwed that up. 62. There we go. Okay. Center that. And, alright. Let's give a shout out to the top cheers of the week. We've got, in 10th place, I Killed Phil. In 9th place, Noah Taylor. 8th place is, oh my god. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6-way tie. So we jump from 8th place to a 6-way tie for 3rd place for cheers this week. I don't think I've ever seen a 6-way tie. I'm not exaggerating. Since they've had this leaderboard, I don't think I've ever seen a 6-way tie for cheering. So a 6-way tie for 3rd place between the following people: Mr. Papavera, Endorphin Orphan, Dead Dove 100, Resuvius, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Rob on Wheels. Thank you all for the cheers this week. Then beating all of them, if you can believe it, by a single bit, Awesomeness Kaboom is in 2nd place for the week, and Crabcock is in 1st place. But by the way, I guess I should say this, these are all relatively low cheering totals. In fact, Crabcock's in 1st place with only a 655-bit cheer, so that's wide open. If anyone wanted to try to get on the leaderboard, it's very easy to do so right now, okay? Now, also, thank you to the following. By the way, shout out to Curator Daddy, who just started hosting me. Thank you for that. Shout out to the following people who gifted subscriptions so far this month. Excuse me, so far this week. We've got Hunting Doll Games, Ultimate Cloud 7, Rob on Wheels, and Ring Dude, who all gifted a single sub. Then we've got Ryan and Lunaba, who each gifted 2 subscriptions each. And then, with a slight lead on everyone, we've got Only Iced Coffee, who gifted 26 subscriptions to the channel this week. So thank you very much, obviously, to Only Iced Coffee for all the subs gifted this week. Much appreciated. Thank you all for your support. All right, so let's do a final check before we get ready to start the stream here officially. We're still at 802 subs. Current top cheerer is Ryan. Current top tipper is Ugly Tuna Roll with $11 tip. The tips total is currently at 62 out of 100. So we are a really good start on the tips goal and seeing a new vest today. Pretty awesome. Thank you guys again for the support. I guess what we'll do, let's take a few minutes break. I got to use the restroom. Let's take a few minutes break. I'll run and use the bathroom. All right. And when I come back, we're going to start up today with a nice fun Q&A segment. What I'd like to do is just talk with you guys about whatever for a little bit. I want to tell you guys about some of my plans for the future, some of the things that I've talked about over the past month that I want to improve if things continue. I want to give you an update on my tax situation. Basically, I just want to talk personally with you guys for a little bit and have some fun before we get ready for the upcoming live DSP Tries It, because the DSP Tries It is going to start between 1 and 1:30 when the food shows up, okay? Well, ladies man 2166 just did a 1,000-bit cheer. He said, good afternoon, Phil. I can't stay too long. I'm having a Zoom video conference meet and greet with the new president of our mortuary school. That's right, ladies man, if you guys remember, is training to be a mortician, which I feel is incredibly smart because that's a profession where he's always going to have work. So, incredibly smart. Ladies man, first of all, thank you. You're now the top cheer of the week, just with that one cheer. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by during the vest celebration, and I wish you well. I hope you have a good discussion there. All right, guys. Let's take a brief break for me to use the restroom. I'll be back, and then we're going to start up with a fun discussion segment. I'm going to give you guys some updates on things going on with me in my life, and also some updates in regards to my plans for the streams in the future, some things I want to improve, etc. We're going to have open Q&A, all right, and hopefully this will take us into the live DSP Tries It of the stream. All right, thank you, guys. I'll be right back with just a few minutes. I'm going to play some music, and I shall see you in a sec. Thanks a lot.